Steelers Nation, what is up? This is the Here We Go podcast. I'm your host, the Sports Wizard, and this is my official prediction for how the Aaron Rodgers saga will end out playing. Alright, to start, we're going to go through all the teams that have been rumored interest. We're going to debunk why some of these teams would be impossible, and the only two options that I believe are still possible. So the two teams that got very low chances at getting Rodgers are the New York Giants with a 0.01% chance, and the Minnesota Vikings with a 0.02% chance. The two places I think he could go is the retirement house, as Deshaun Elliott once said. Got that as a 20% chance, and then the Steelers at a 79.97% chance. We're going to go through a negative for each of these things, and we're just going to go through everything, why it is a good fit and why it isn't a good fit. All right, so starting with the Giants here, a negative is they got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. They're paying those guys some good money, so Rodgers is off the table for them. So we're done talking about the Giants, and that's what we're done with them, So we can cross them off. For the Vikings, though, a negative for them is the interest. They're rumored to not be interested in them. However, a positive for them is that he could mentor J.J. McCarthy, and that's why I have them slightly higher percent chance than the Giants. But that's still not a very realistic option. All right, next up, we got the retirement home at the 20% chance. This is because, he can't play anymore if he does choose to take his talents to the retirement house. However, he could chill, do his ayahuasca retreats, have his darkness retreats, Just really have a good time by himself, living it up in Malibu or wherever he decides to lay low. And that's why I got that as a 20% chance. So possible, but not likely, I wouldn't say. And then the most likely, and in my opinion, the only realistic destination for him is your Pittsburgh Steelers. This is because the negative I have is the culture fit. I don't think this is really going to be a problem because I think the media just doesn't like him for some reason because, he's like a RFK or something. And, I'm not going to get into politics right now. But I think it's because, they just disagree with, his political views and how he's, all up in, the media, the Pat McAfee show. So I don't really think this is true, but the culture fit maybe because the Steelers are, old business, no, outside noise, all that stuff. So maybe the culture fit's not there, but then some positives for this is that he'll be the starter pretty much no matter what, unless Mason Rudolph beats him out. And they also have a pretty good play style fit. He'll be able to just kind of chuck that ball down the field. He'll be able to do it accurately, limit the turnovers pretty well. He's got that experience the Steelers are looking for, and that's why I think the Steelers are the best fit for him. And we're going to circle them, as I believe they got about an 80% chance at landing him. And folks, this was a quick one. Hope you guys enjoyed. And here we go, Steelers. Here we go.